Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I went ahead and recorded my 4 big lists for today. No, this isn't all that I did, but I wanted to give you guys an idea today, now that I have all my stuff, of what a daily Bulgarian setup looks like for me as far as just working up to training maxes or daily minimums. And yes, I know the video quality is still a little bad. I did this on my phone. My GoPro came in a little bit ago, actually while I was recording the final exercise. So we'll have some better footage hopefully tomorrow. But again, I wanted to show you guys kind of what my training looks like day to day, because I'm doing this setup 7 days a week. And as far as my squats go, my daily minimum has been 425, and I went ahead and started doing 435 every day a couple days ago, and I went ahead and did it today in my home gym for the first time. This is my very first time squatting in this rack, and honestly the 435 felt stupidly light. Part of me says, you know, I should have just gone up to like 445, 450, something like that. That's what I should have done, but I realized that, look, I'm not in a hurry with the squat. If I can hit my daily minimum and add 5 to my daily minimum every week, I'm going to be at 500 in no time. Because I only started squatting again late last year after taking pretty much 2 years off from squatting, I am worried about my connective tissue and my knees and everything else being strong enough, so I'm just babying it. And I'm just going to hit these training maxes, try to hit my daily minimums, and just gradually work that up, because it wasn't that long ago that I broke 400 again. I mean, I broke 400 again within the last 5 weeks. So I started at 315 back when you guys remember, and I've been building back up. And I did 405 beltless. By the way, a lot of people are like, man, why are you wearing the belt? I covered that. Oh, and by the way, you guys are going to notice there that, yeah, I still have a lot of fat on my butt and my lower back. That's where I carry my fat. But I've lost fat. My waist is getting a hair smaller. My belt is starting to feel looser. I need to bring it in a notch, so that's okay with that. And my weight is holding steady. I'm not gaining any weight, and I haven't gained any weight for a few weeks. I've been holding constant, fluctuating a few pounds up and down, but the average pretty much is the same. And I know that once I start doing conditioning again and I add more GPP in, I feel like the scale will come down because my work capacity will go up. And I know by the time I'm up to squatting over 500 again, it's going to be a lot easier to lean out. And that's an important rule that people need to remember. The higher your work capacity goes, and once you start doing conditioning work, fat tends to come off pretty quick. But at this point, it's about getting strong again, and then I'll worry about leaning out further. I am, believe it or not, leaner than I was back when I did that cut last year. I'm actually only up around 7 or 8 pounds from where I hit at the bottom or the end of that cut, which was a 30-pound weight loss, which is pretty dramatic. I mean, I'm not anywhere near bodybuilder lean, let's be realistic here, but I'm leaner than I was, and I know that I can do it again, and this time I'm going to do it through conditioning work. So what are we at on the weight here? Is this my 435? Yeah, I think it is. All right, 435, because I went like 385, 405, 435. Honestly, this was RPE 8. This was RPE 8 for me. This was really light. I did notice, though, looking at the footage afterwards, I probably should have driven my knees out a little bit more on this one. It would have come up even faster. And again, had I driven my knees out, it would have gone even faster and lighter. But it honestly wasn't heavy. This really, to me, felt like what normally 405 feels like. So I don't know if I'm just getting stronger or if these Rogue plates with their guaranteed weight are lighter than they were over at 24 Hour Fitness. So that was really easy, and I said I'm gonna call it quits there and go over to some flat bench. I let Nova back in the room for this one. I can't have him in here when I squat because he wants to run up and spot me and see how excited he gets. He gets so excited. I am finding this bench a little bit awkward. It's a little bit awkward, but I'll get used to it like anything else. So again, I do actually start with the empty bar on this. A lot of people are like, man, why do you warm up at 405 on the squat? Because that's less than 50% of what I'm going to do later in training. It's less than 50%. It's just not that hard, and I'm comfortable warming up with that. I really am. And that's fine. Again, too many warm-ups, I feel like fatigue you with no real stimulation. Upper body, though, a little bit different, particularly for anything involving the shoulder or press. I do a little bit more warming up just to make sure the joints are mobile and everything. But as far as squats go, I really don't need a lot of warming up. And again, that was fine. I mean, nothing hurts. I'm not sore. My connective tissue's not inflamed after that 435. So not really a big deal. And like I said, I left a lot of weight pretty much on the platform there. Like at this point, I'd feel totally comfortable opening with 435. But the goal there is, of course, to get to 500 every day. That's kind of the goal. That's where I really would like to be, hopefully by the end of the year, is to be able to squat 500 7 days in a row in the week. And if we can do that, I'd say we're coming along nicely. At that point, my work capacity is going to be so high, I'm not even going to be able to eat enough to maintain weight at that point, I have a feeling. Now, where are we at here? 265? A lot of people will probably notice there too. I start going to singles real fast. Why? Because all I care about is strength on the first rep. I warm up on these exercises. Once I'm sure the joints and everything are good and the mobility is good, I want to just practice first reps. Because first reps are what's going to make you better at maxes, and I'm trying to train for maximal strength. So 265 with a pause. Yes, this is closed grip. Some people might call it medium grip, but I'm pretty much on the edge of the smooths right there. My index finger is on the edge of the knurling. So that's still basically closed grip, and I'm fine with that. I like closed grip. I feel like I could use bigger arms anyway, especially as I get leaner. I think if I can add another inch of meat to my triceps, when I lose another 15-20 pounds of body fat down the road, it'll probably make a big difference. It'll make a massive difference. You guys can barely see that little white 10 on the side. Those are rogue 10s. So this is what, 285. Going to do this for a quick, easy single with a pause. Nova likes to try to spot me, I guess, on the bench press. He's like, Daddy, I'm going to spot you. Doing me a heckin' concern. So there he is. He's investigating. He's so happy. God, I'm so glad we rescued this dog. Like, it's one of the best things I feel I've ever done as a person was rescue this dog. You know, and just for the record, I would urge everyone to do that. There's a lot of animals out there that need homes. If you're thinking about getting, you know, a dog or something, go check out the shelters first. There's a lot of really good dogs that have pretty much been thrown away or abandoned. And, you know, you change their life, totally change their life. As you guys can see, he's healthy, he's happy. Contrary to the myth, he doesn't stay in a cage. He gets kennel trained for an hour or two a day. The rest of the time, he's free to roam the house. He gets played with, gets walked for about an hour a day. You know, I walk him twice a day, then whatever Brittany walks him. You know, he gets good food, quality food. He gets actually a lot of meat and rice and vegetables and stuff. He eats right out of pretty much what I'm eating. He helps me. Just like he's going to help me bench here. So what are we up to here? This 305? Yeah, 305. 305 is my daily minimum, by the way. This is what I try to hit every day. And if I get to around 305 and I have anything left in the tank, I go up, which I did today. I did 315. So 305, nice pause, easy rep, lock it. Decided to go ahead and do 315 today, which, again, my best so far on closed grip with a pause back in the gym has been 325. But when you're pressing every day, you get fatigue. And that's the thing you guys need to remember. If you're going to do this Bulgarian training, what you're going to hit day in, day out is not going to be your absolute maxes most of the time. You can try for it some days, which I tried today, and I failed to press at the end. I totally failed to press. You guys are going to see it. You guys are going to see it. But we did a 315 pause on the closed grip today. I'd call this one around RPE 9. I could have gone heavier, probably, but it would have been a grinder. This was a nice, comfortable rep that I was happy with, and that's the main thing. And I really think ideally hitting around RPE 9 on a single with good form is the way to go. Like I said, the squat, I can honestly admit I didn't really go RPE 9 on my squat today, and that's okay. As long as I keep pushing that daily minimum up, I just want to make sure my connective tissue is healthy. But I've been doing other pressing, so I'm not as worried about this. And there we go. 315 with a pause. Easy as can be. And then we jumped over to chin-ups. I decided to make sure now that the camera's rolling, because I did that 80-pounder the other day. And yeah, it wasn't a dead hang. So I said, okay, we need to go ahead and try to hit from a dead hang every day. So there's my first warm-up. Then I do 55. And I end up doing 65 from a hang. I hold it at the bottom about 1 second and then chin myself up. I'm going to admit that 65 from that dead hang was as hard as the 80 was the other day without quite the dead hang. It was equal in terms of exertion. My biceps were throbbing for about 10 minutes after doing this. So this is pretty well from a dead hang where I'm at right now. Is it amazing? No. That's why I'm doing chin-ups every day. That's why I cut Pendlay rows back out. I've been doing Pendlay rows with 315. Pendlay rows with 315. My chin-up is a weak link for me. It really needs work. It really needs work. And you know what? The chin-up's a great overall exercise. It will improve your bench. It will improve your standing press. So there we go. We got that one. Chin over the bar. Come back down. And that was hard. That was hard. And then I did a press. And yes, I'm going to do hang cleans and stuff after this and some grip work. But that's just my technique stuff. It's not really part of my main workout. That's my extra stuff, essentially my accessory for now. Eventually I'll add deadlifts back in, but I need to work on my hook grip. Now I did a pause there for a reason. A lot of people are like, Jason, you don't lock out. That's as far as I can go. You guys say the same thing when I deadlift, by the way. People are like, why is your arm bent on your deadlifts? Your arms are bent. Because that's my lockout. That's just my anatomy. You know, we all have funky, crazy anatomy. Like you've seen some YouTubers who have hypermobile elbows. They can go all the way the other direction, as far over as I am in on a hyperextension. We have different anatomy, guys. That's pretty much what my elbow joints do. That was with the empty bar with accelerating as hard as I could. You guys saw it was going fast and it stopped right there at a dead stop. So that's why I paused it on that rep. Every single rep would look like that. If I paused it, they all look like that. That's my lockout. That's all I can do. It is what it is. And it's not for lack of stretching. I hang from a chin-up bar every single day. Just my dead weight, double overhand grip hanging. So, you know, again, our joints move as far as they move. All right. I'm struggling with overhead press today, though. In spite of that, you guys notice that right side is dipping no matter what I do. I can't press today. And it sucks because I did that 225 on camera the other day. I was really happy being able to do that on camera for you guys. Today it's not there. But you know what? My daily minimum is 205. I try to hit 205 on the press at least 4 days a week. I don't necessarily do the strict press 7 days a week. I do some sort of press 7 days a week, and about 4 days a week at least I've been trying to hit 2 different presses. So like a floor press or a closed grip press, and then the standing press, also called the press. Today the strength just wasn't there. I don't know, maybe the chin up took it out of me. That dead hang chin up maybe fatigued me. Possibly, or just general fatigue. But the strength wasn't there. You know, again, that right side is dipping low. I'm struggling with it, which is weird because, you know, normally my left side would be my weak side. So maybe I'm compensating and the weight shifting over to that side. I'm trying to keep it even, but that side is just favoring. This 205 was hard. And I think I came even slightly shorter of my lockout than I normally do on those others on this one. I'll admit that. But that's what happens, guys. And then I should have only gone up to 215, or I should have stopped at this daily minimum. But after this, I said, you know what? I'm going to do this 225 no matter what. I got the camera rolling, and you know what? I fail it. Had I put 215 on instead of 225, I would have got it. But I let my ego get the best of me. But that happens, guys. Sometimes you're going to grind on Bulgarian, and sometimes you're going to miss lifts. It's not the end of the world. In fact, you're probably going to miss one lift on average every week. But see right there, that 205, that was definitely a missed lift. And then I hop over to the 225, and I try to grind the hell out of it. And it sticks just above my head. It just comes to a dead stop, and I push for a few seconds, and then it just gives out. That's all I had. So I couldn't do 225 for you guys today. It happens. It happens. And I can live with that. But you know what? In a few months, we're going to be laughing at a 225 overhead press, right? Because it wasn't that long I got to 205. Then I've done 225 multiple times. Eventually, I'll be at 230, 235. You know, I'll reach a point coming up where 235 will be my daily minimum eventually. And then we can come back and laugh at this. And then we can laugh at me failing 245. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.